We're shooting.
All right, we are going.
New Year begins on February the 1st. It's based on the cycles of the moon. So they celebrate little foods, and it's the New Year of the Tiger.
Celebrate togetherness this Chinese New Year with Tiger.
Zoo Tampa announced 2 of its Malayan tigers have tested positive for COVID-19. The zoo's medical care team tested the 16-year-old and 7-year-old tigers after they showed mild respiratory symptoms. The zoo says the tigers were vaccinated and they are unsure how the tigers contracted the virus in the first place. The tigers are being treated and monitored around and will not go out on exhibit for now.
In this film, Pi and the tiger are basically one and the same. The tiger is a part of Pi. It turns out to be a story that's a metaphor that he tells, sort of an allegory actually, that Pi tells as an adult about a story of survival in his part. So he has shipwrecked on this little boat, and he has to survive, just him with a tiger. But there was actually no tiger on the boat. That was a tiger within him that helped him survive. Without the tiger, he wouldn't have made it.
第二个千纸鹤在西港后飘摆，愿善良的人们天天好运来。你勤劳生活美，你健康春常在。
你一生的忙碌为了笑逐颜开。
那个双喜节，青春风前歌彩，愿我们的日月年年好运来。你丰舞太平年，你龙腾新时代。
你幸福的家园迎来百花盛开。
好运来，祝你好运来，好运带来了喜和爱。好运来，我们好运来，迎着好运兴旺发达通四海。
The National Football League welcomes you to the Pepsi Super Bowl 49 halftime show.
known now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I released a gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in, a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music, but it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
You don't know that it's an allegory until the very end when you get the real story. So how does the film begin? Interesting beginning in a zoo. We're looking at all these animals, right? So you get giraffe, hyena, I guess sloth, whatever. So you see zoo stuff. Then we see, when does it say Life of Pi? Life of Pi. There's your title screen, basically. And we have goats, caged goats. That should remind people of how I Pet Goat 2 begins, right? I Pet Goat 2 begins here. You get the goat behind barbed wire and in lockdown, trapped in his shed, sticking his head out with 666 on his forehead, right? So you have the goat that's caged. Very interesting similarity. Looking through, looking at us. Okay, Life of Pi. This is a story about the year of the tiger and the caged goat, maybe.
If Fable, the pygmy goat, doesn't brighten your day, I don't know what will. If Fable is the GOAT of all tournament mascots, then this is the best youth clinic of all time. Tiger Woods saw firsthand how kids say the darnest things at this week's Bass Pro Shops Legends of Golf event.
You want to what? I want me to win too. I'm trying. My favorite animal, duh. A tiger, thank you.
What a proud, special, happy day this is in the history of Bass Pro Shop. Every person that's been a part of this project, they put their heart into this, and I just salute them, and I thank them all.
This truly is a dream come true. Welcome everybody to your new Bass Pro Shop.
All right, welcome to your Memphis Bass Pro Shop.
But let's keep going. And as they go through this, we get through these animals at the zoo at the beginning. We get our first look at the tiger. How? This is very interesting. The tiger does not appear to us directly. We see a reflection of it in water. Now, see, there he is. He passes there, and we get this image of him passing in the water. This is not just a tiger. It is a water tiger. Now, that's going to be interesting to those of you who are familiar with how the Chinese calendar operates. They also have 5 elements that correspond to years. And only every 60 years will you get a water tiger year. 2022 will be a year of the water tiger.
All in all, their meeting lasted less than an hour, and on its surface, there was some symbolism that I had anticipated. That is, Trump and his family would submit to Pope Francis. Sure enough, they did so, as Melania, Ivanka, and their aide all wore black veils and black dresses, which is a common practice of submission or respect amongst formal female visitors to the Vatican. This is in stark contrast to the fact that none of these women, or any of the women in the Trump entourage, wore any head covering at all during their visit to Saudi Arabia. However, the symbolism goes much, much deeper than this, and it is in regards to the gift that Donald Trump presented to Pope Francis. One of the gifts that Donald Trump presented to Pope Francis was a bronze sculpture of the exact lotus species I was reading about 3 days earlier? Is it mere coincidence that of all the gifts that Donald Trump could present to Pope Francis, it would be one species of plant out of several thousands of species of plants? And that I, one who committed to his subscribers that this event would be prophetic and that I would be analyzing the symbolism, would have read about this very same species only 3 days earlier. So what is the important symbolism? The lotus is one of the most occult and ancient symbols of the natural world. And the fact that Donald Trump chose this sculpture, which was entitled Rising Above, is of grave concern. The lotus is the flower sacred to the Aryan Hindus, Egyptians, Buddhists, and more. References to it are found in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Jewish mystic religion of Kabbalism, and several other pagan religion texts and sculptures. For the occult, it represents the divine rebirth unto enlightenment, an abstract concept that is brought to life in the concrete or visible form of a lotus. It is, in essence, the same symbolism as the enlightenment of the all-seeing third eye. To name a few examples of its prevalence, you can see this in the occult film I, Pet Goat 2, where a lotus flower is seen blooming at the heels of then President Obama. His face grows stark as he witnesses the reality of this transformative stage of enlightenment.
The crash led all newscasts.
We've got new details on Tiger Woods' injuries.
Breaking news, awake and recovering. It was also big news around the world.
Tiger Woods has been undergoing surgery after suffering multiple leg injuries in a car crash in Los Angeles.
It was topic number one on the airways today.
We want to start by sending our best to the great Tiger Woods.
Everybody wants Tiger to do well. He has the universe around him right now.
Tiger Woods counts the most famous people in the world as his friends. Last May, Tiger tearfully accepted the Medal of Freedom from then President Trump.
I was really surprised, and he's doing so well. He's getting the back in shape, and then a thing like this happens. He's had a big problem, as you know, with his back. Tragic.
Former President Obama expressed well wishes. Here's to a speedy recovery for the GOAT of golf. If we've learned anything over the years, it's to never count Tiger out.
In Egypt, you can see here the 4 sons of Horus being birthed out of the lotus flower. In Buddhism, Buddha is frequently attributed to holding the lotus, and the list goes on and on. The reason why the occult reveres this flower and its symbolism of rebirth unto enlightenment is best described by Helena P. Blavatsky, who is the co-founder of the Theosophical Society, and she writes specifically on the lotus flower. For reference, the Theosophical Society shares ideology and partnership with the Lucis Trust, an organization that directly worships Lucifer and states that he is a misrepresented angel that sacrificed himself for the good of mankind.
Watching you risk your lives to save us made me realize something. I was wrong before. Mia and I must survive. We must become beacons of hope among the chaos that all may look to in times of doubt.
Bravo, Jack. Just tell us about the crystals. Those who are to forge the future mustn't be concerned with trivialities. Then cut to the chase. Attachments to this world will just make it harder to do our duty. It's a mercy to forget. Fighting's what I live for.
Did you defeat Tiamat?
I am Sophia. Well met.
All I know now is that I want to see this through to the end.
Which makes us warriors of light, like in the prophecy.
All right, here we go. You got the beast making war with the saints. It's exactly what it says, guys. Exactly the stuff I've been telling you. It's happening. Revelation 13:7, it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. Now, look what it says. War. This is just what it says of Revelation 13 and Daniel 7. I beheld till the little horn, the same made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Guys, if you don't understand the stuff we're saying, you need to get up to speed. This is the war we've been telling you. We've been telling you about the army. Now, you see what it says? War of the sons of light against the sons of darkness. Now, if you don't know what this is an expression on the war scroll from the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's called the war scroll. We're going to talk about the trumpet of the war scroll, the order. Now, to us, believers in Jesus Christ, we are the sons of light, okay? But they're going to switch this. They're making their own. Everything is opposite. White is black, black is white, okay? But of the times and seasons, brother, you should not have you right unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. For so they sell peace and safety, okay? Peace and safety. We got the peace deal. We showed you in the other coin, the peace deal. They had the dove on it, okay? Peace and safety. Then sudden destruction comes upon them as travail upon a woman, and they shall not escape. But brethren, you are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief, but you are children of light and children of the day. You are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as others, but watch and be sober, and be not drunken as they are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, of the light, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith, the whole armor. We're at war, guys. And love, and the helmet of hope and salvation. Okay, so now is the time for war, guys. This is what they're saying. They're going at war. The beast is going at war against us, okay? Now, this is the other side of the coin. They're calling Donald Trump their Messiah. This is the temple coin. This is the one going to come out. All right, you got the third temple coming soon. They saying Donald Trump is Cyrus. Okay, they got Cyrus here again. And it says something here like about the Sanhedrin. The council of the Sanhedrin is meeting. But look at, Cyrus is my anointed king. Well, what they're saying is Donald Trump is their anointed king. We say anointed in English. In Hebrew, that's Mashiach, the Messiah. Okay? They're saying Donald Trump is their Messiah, anointed king. Okay? Excuse me, back on this page, it says here something like Ben, son, right here, our light. And this is the Hebrew word for war. So war, sons, light, against the sons of darkness, okay?
I know you don't want to hear this.
Then don't say it.
No can do. This one's not like the rest.
You dare brandish your blade at the Kraken? You forget your place.
The power of fire is mine! I will reduce you all to ashes!
No matter how much you wish it, that season will never come. I am lit.
I don't give a damn who you are. Where did I come from?
We're strangers.
Jack Garland.
I'm a stranger here, likely to wander off before long. And when I do, you'll forgive me. Sarah, I'd like you to have this.
But this is very special to you.
you'll just forget.
I won't. The end is nigh! The end is nigh! We're almost there, Jack! Just a little further! What have I done?
In her book, The Secret Doctrine, she references a passage from the Kabbalistic manuscripts, which states, pointing to like signification was the lotus growing in the waters of the Nile. Its mode of growth peculiarly fitted it as a symbol of reproductive activities. The flower of the lotus, which is the bearer of the seed for reproduction, as the result of its maturing, is connected by its placenta-like attachment with Mother Earth, or the womb of Isis, through the water of the womb, that is, the River Nile, by means of the long cord-like stalk, the umbilicus. Nothing can be plainer than the symbol, and to make it perfect in its intended signification, a child is sometimes represented as seated in or issuing from the flower.
Can I get you something? Try a lotus flower. They're so good. It's our signature dish.
Oh, really signature. Is it good?
Thank you.
Yo, do we have to pay for this?
I guess we don't.
It's free.
That's really good.
Wow, this is the most delicious thing I've ever consumed.
Wow. Guys, why don't we stay here for a while?
That sounds like an amazing idea. But we're on a time-sensitive mission right now. Aren't we?
I can't remember.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
I think I figured it out. I think I know why we're here.
Why are we here?
To have fun.
Okay. Let's never leave. Yeah. Let's stay here.
And he's alive. How long was that? 7 minutes. That's crazy, man. How do you do it? I don't know.
I just like being in water. It's one place I can think.
There are 12 Olympian gods. Big three are the brothers Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. The children of these gods were half human, half gods.
Hey, Mom. I thought this school was supposed to make things better.
Someday it'll all make sense.
Percy Jackson, we need to talk.
Miss Dodds? Whoa!
They found him.
Who found me?
We've been expecting you.
What's going on?
The gods are real. You're half mortal, half god.
My father's Poseidon.
God of the seas.
Your blood is special.
This February.
Why am I here?
Zeus's bolt is the most powerful weapon ever created.
It's been stolen.
Everyone thinks you're the lightning thief.
I didn't steal it.
Lines will be drawn.
If it's not returned by the summer solstice, there will be a war.
And those with powers.
All demigods have inherited skills.
Must stand and fight.
We'll find the bolt. There's nowhere safe on heaven and earth for him now. Take this to defend yourself. It's a powerful weapon.
This is a pen.
Only use it in times of severe distress.
This is a pen.
Click it! Whoa!
Time has run out.
Maybe you're no son of Poseidon.
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Come on, sneak up.
So you can now see how the occult viewed the flower as a symbol of rebirth as a child, or this rebirth into enlightenment, represented by a child coming out of the flower head. The Kabbalistic manuscript continues with the sexual and reproductive symbolism of the lotus. It states the locality of the womb is to be taken as the most holy place, the sanctum sanctorum, and the veritable temple of the living God. This falls in line with all occult practices, as they practice sex magic and literally worship the female body. She also makes note of the lotus from the ancient Egyptian ritual Book of the Dead, which has a section entitled Transformation into the Lotus. It states, a head emerging from this flower, the god exclaims, "I am the pure lotus, emerging from the luminous one. I carry the message of Horus. I am the pure lotus which comes from the solar fields." So, I believe that the Antichrist spirit was definitely at work in this meeting. Any multitude of gifts could have been given to Pope Francis. Books, medallions, sentimental items, other pieces of art, etc. But out of these multitudes, Donald Trump chose the lotus. As the Egyptian Book of the Dead states, is Donald affirming that he carries the message or gift of Horus, an enlightened message essentially from Lucifer.
法国兰蔻祝您新年更美丽，更幸福。
I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill.
You've got to be crazy if you want to change the world.
新年快乐！
And now, as
I won't give up.
Subside,
I know we can do this together.
I find it all so amusing to think.
It's a mercy to forget. Those were your words, Jack.
And may I say,
you're not off the hook just yet.
Oh no.
The rest is up to Jack.
What I had to do.
And saw it through
without exemption.
I planned each charted course.
each careful step.
Along the byway.
And more. Much more than this.
I did it my way.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way.
This is to me showing that the beast kingdom is coming very soon to enslave the human race. That is what we are being shown, I believe, in this commercial. So, and of course, it has to end with the Adidas trademark 3 stripes going across the word original. Satan's original creations will have the ultimate change once they take the mark of the beast. That is why, in my opinion, original is never finished. Satan needs his people to take his mark in order to be complete in him. Okay, that's why they keep promoting this same slogan, original is never finished, because it will only be finished once someone takes the mark of the beast. Then they'll be complete in him. In my opinion, these Adidas commercials are major programming for the fast approaching New World Order / beast system. That is what I believe we're being shown here. That is what I believe this commercial is all about. So do not be fooled. You know, just like the mark of the beast is shown on the Monster drink cans, you've got again the 666, the claw marks, same kind of thing on the Adidas commercial, the 3 stripes. I believe it's possibly denoting the 666 beast system that we are being shown blatantly in these commercials. Because remember, Adidas is truly an Illuminati company, which we'll see in a little bit. But if you look even at the lyrics for this commercial, original is never finished. Here it is right here. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. So totally, in my opinion, the devil talking here. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Okay, this is exactly, in my opinion, the epitome of rebellion. This is right from the pit of hell. I believe this is Lucifer talking, showing his rebellion. Always remember, Adidas is completely an Illuminati company. You can see it right in their logo. You can see the Illuminati pyramid right in their logo, the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. In fact, we saw the same Egyptian pagan sun god symbolism in this commercial. So please be aware of what is being shown to us.
Beast, I call her karma. She eats your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer. Be careful, try not to lead her on. Shorty heart is on steroids, cause her love is so strong. You may fall in love when you meet her. If you get the chance, you better keep her. She's sweet as pie, but if you break her heart, she turns cold as a freezer.
Now, it's not an egg, is it? It's a vessel? Is that what you call it?
It's a vessel. And I said, okay.
Okay, it's a vessel. Yeah. And you were in there for like a couple of hours.
I was in it for 3 days.
For 3 days, wow. And was it cold in the egg? Or, the vessel?
It was temperature controlled.
Temperature controlled, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, it was inspired by humanoids, alien, sex humanoid hybrid woman.
My favorite, Born This Way is the new single. Tell us about the album.
Oh, I love the album so much, and I hope all of the monsters do too.
Yeah. And tell us what Born This Way is about.
Essentially, with the visuals and the music and all of the lyrics, it's about being able to know that when you were born, you weren't just born in that moment, you have your entire life to realize the person that you're potentially going to become, and whoever you choose to be was part of your destiny. Yeah. So I'm encouraging people to know that if in this moment you don't feel entirely happy or secure in who you are, or you feel bullied or disenfranchised, it's never too late to harness your confidence and your inner superstar and say, I was born this way. The performance we did last night at the Grammys was, and what we've been doing with the egg and the rebirth, it's meant to signify an artistic statement of birthing a new race, a race within the race of humanity.
Birthing a new race, a race within the race of humanity.
In a world that is bland, colorless and cold, where banality grows like a fungus or a mold, there live the boring sheeple who look just like each other. A darker force rides into town, unleashing demon brothers. Here come the little deviants, they come from underground. They're rising from the depths to take those sheeple down. The sheeple are compliant and make for fine ingredients. For customizing anything, here come the little deviants. These are the little deviants.
I have the potential to imagine the unimaginable. Think the unthinkable. See the unseeable. With the arsenal of the world's leading technology at my fingertips, I now have the ability to invent the uninventable. Rebranding into its future, Intel has enlisted House of Gaga to collaborate on a project that will showcase technology through creativity at the highest level. Our partnership will culminate in a performance that inspires to remind the world of the seed of innovation, the wizard behind the curtain, the mind behind the machine.
Tattoos are courage after heartache. They're self-respect, self-love, and victory over pain.
I did it.
Has the world changed for the better, Jack?
For what is a man? What has he got?
Go all the way. Then go even further. Listen to your calling. It's time to be who you're supposed to be.
Well, the hidden agenda becomes ever more obvious in the mainstream media. I only hope that people out there will start to wake up to exactly what's going on and how it reflects the absolute truth that is the Bible and prophecy. But this commercial I'm going to show you, for example, here for Jägermeister, a very recent commercial in the last 2 months, it just clearly shows at ever more blatant level how the mark of the beast is being subliminally promoted and put into people's minds. So first I'm going to show you this Spanish commercial and then what it means, and afterwards how there is a clear tie between this commercial and the secret societies.
pide una cosa, que la cojas por los cuernos. Corre o deja que todo pase por tu lado. Ve por delante o hazte invisible. Lucha o di que ni lo has intentado. Porque solo cuando seas fiel a lo que está escrito en tu piel, entenderás por qué la vida te ha elegido. Hunt or be hunted.
Well, as I said, it really is getting more and more obvious. Since I started doing these videos, I've certainly noticed how it is getting almost too blatant. But even still, without the Bible and the Holy Spirit, the roadmap of prophecy that we've been given, written for thousands of years, then it wouldn't be obvious. So we have God to thank for that. This is about the mark of the beast, and let's go through this commercial together. So it's going into a worldly club. This all stems from him being part of the world, part of worldliness at this party. He sees up these stairs some antlers, a shadow actually of some antlers. So it's kind of there, but it's not really there, because when someone walks past, it's gone again. So you see the hint that's being made that this is actually potentially part of the spirit realm. This is a shadow, a temporary shadow, that he gets tempted by, allured by, and he begins to follow. Now, as you can see, this creature is a stag that's being shown. He's going to walk up the stairs towards it. Now, the stag god ties to Nimrod and the hunter, the horned god, which is equivalent to Baphomet, the ox, Cernunnos, Saturnus, the beast, the bull, Baal. All of those things together are types and shadows of the same thing. But ultimately, this is representing Nimrod. Now you notice how the music starts to change, everything goes in slow motion. This is hinting at him almost going through the veil into a different dimension. And he walks through these doors. The first thing you see, of course, are these antlers or these horns, just like going into a temple of Baal, a temple of Saturnus, basically the devil, the Red Bull. And he's walking through into this chamber. Jesus said if they say he's out there in the secret chambers, do not go out there. When he looks up, you can see that it's part of a dome. You see that it's a dome roof. Now the dome is female or feminine symbolism. You then look at the word matrix and womb, and that they do in fact link together. So essentially you can say that he is now walking into the womb or the matrix. And to top it off, this is actually called an oculus. It's what they call it in the architecture. The structure of that would be referred to in these buildings, in these old buildings, as an oculus, which is like a portal or a gate. Again, in regards to that female symbolism, we've got the moon being shown through this oculus, and the moon has got connotations towards the female, towards Diana, the moon goddess. So this is Luciferian propaganda. This is representing Lucifer, the light bearer, the moon being the light bearer of the sun. And this is what they're using it for. It's all a direct inversion of Jesus Christ in many, many ways. So this is a promotion of the mother goddess, which we flick to here, which is the Greek Artemis equivalent of the Roman Diana, moon goddess, and of course the huntress, which she's often depicted with a bow and arrow. The pouring the water like the age of Aquarius. But you see, you've got the moon there, and then you've got Apollo, the sun god. So it's the sun and moon. It's all this same pagan rituals. This is what this is, a Luciferian pagan ritual with two pillars, and Apollo, the sun god, and the beast, temple of Saturn. And you see that here, this horned god, Baal, or Baphomet, or essentially what it all comes down to is a reference to Nimrod. And this horned god is actually another way of showing the uterus. So you see how that this, again, is a reference to the matrix or the womb. And this chair right here, sitting there ready for this guy who's been tempted in, like the Bible says, this temptation that comes upon the whole world. It's not forced, it's a temptation to take the mark of the beast. Look, it's completely his choice. And so that is what this is. This is the devil. This is the mark of the beast. It's the red devil. It's the red bull right behind him. Will you buy the lie? Will you buy the lie of self-ascension? Will you buy the lie of completely and utterly rejecting Christ with no return? I mean, this is what... And you see through this is another way of showing self-ascension. They're taking this mark, this electronic mark. Look at that, flashes of the mother goddess and Lucifer. And... and Tammuz, the raging bull, taking the mark of the Antichrist. You know, this is a permanent final rejection of Christ, and this is sealing the deal, sealing the fate, which is the agenda of the enemy, to lead your soul to hell. That is all that this is showing. You're taking the mark of the raging bull, of the opposite and inversion of Christ, the mark of evil being sealed by hell. So then we go through this animation, and you see that this reference, as we've seen a few times, like to this being like a game of level up, of self-ascension, basically.
Querido amigo, la vida te ha escogido.
So again, as I said, this is all a reference to Nimrod, the hunter, buying the lie, just like in the Garden of Eden, that you shall be as God.
Solo te pide una cosa, que la cojas por los cuernos. Ve por delante o hazte invisible.
There's actually subliminals. Look at this, before he takes on what you'd call the boss. Live forever, there's one of them. Look at these little subliminals they add in that last for less than a fraction of a millisecond. One frame. Live forever. So that's part of what this is showing, you know, this counterfeit eternal life of Lucifer. This counterfeit lie that people think they can live forever through this self-ascension. So all of these representing like taking on the boss or the beast, but it's all a Hegelian dialect. Taking on death, you know, ascending to the next stage in human evolution. But all of this follows the principles in a counterfeit way of when lambs become lions, when deers become stags, when mice become men. This is following a counterfeit version of that. When we know that the only way to truly overcome the power of death and sin and the devil is to humble yourself like a child and ask the Messiah to forgive you, and so that you might find your identity in him through humility. So he's taken on the wolf there, this again, like this whole game. And as this is showing him growing stronger and stronger, ascending up and up, you see these flashes of the Ankh, the Egyptian Ankh, and all these references to the womb and the matrix, and how this is the mark of the beast. I mean, look, essentially what this is actually doing is tattooing them on a cellular level with, when you listen to the way it's being tattooed and the sounds that are being played with this, listen.
Querido amigo, la vida te...
So you hear that it's all electronic, so it's already showing you that this is in some way transhuman. This is in some way electronic, combining with man and the matrix, the mark of the matrix. And this is making him one with the beast.
Cogido. Y a cambio, solo te pide una cosa. Que la cojas por los cuernos. Corre, o deja que todo pase por tu lado. Ve por delante, o hazte invisible.
So facing the giant in a counterfeit way.
Lucha, o di que ni lo has intentado.
This is impossible without the real Christ. This is all part of a lie. This is a trick to tickle the itching ears of egomania in people, of self-love. If not you, then who? You see how this is all tying into everything we're seeing in society, perilous times. Everything you see now is about self-love and self-elevation. So own it. Here we go. You know, now he's gaining strength. It's like, as I said, that counterfeit of lambs become lions, of deer become stags. Own it. You can do it yourself. You can build your Tower of Babel.
¿Por qué la vida te ha elegido? Hunt or be hunted.
So he's become a man, you know, through this. This is what this is showing, with this fleshly matrix music also being added. Hunt or be hunted. So the hunter. And this also ties into the persecution of those who won't take the mark. So this is, you know, grasping on that fear. If you don't become a hunter, then you will be hunted. And this is the great trick, you know. This is very well could be how it all plays out, especially to begin with. You know, that Christians are seen as weak, that those who humble themselves are seen as weak. Those that aren't going to join that agenda, they're seen as weak because the New Age is going to want to get rid of them. There's even quotations about that somehow we're holding it all back. And so the ones that don't follow the pride of this will be seen as the weak ones that need to be hunted. So hunt or be hunted. Join with the beast or be hunted. So now he's fully self-ascended, and in their eyes, and he's now marked by this beast. Wow. And now apparently that makes him a man, because he's merged with the beast. He's marked. He's become one of it. He's become one in the body of the beast. But I tell you what, the real strength doesn't come from conforming to that. The real strength comes from resisting that. This is not strength at all. This actually represents, in terms of God's kingdom, judgment and destruction, and conforming with that which is unclean and taking a no return ticket to hell. So hunt or be hunted. Wow, I mean, that couldn't be much more blatant, could it? He goes into the matrix and he takes the mark, this digital type tattoo, and he goes through a process of self-elevation under the influence of the spirit of Antichrist and Baal, and he self-ascends to the point where he becomes a real, quote-unquote, real man through this process. And then we're reminded at the end You either hunt or you become the hunted. And we've looked at this Jägermeister logo before and discussed some of what it actually means, but I want to take that a bit further today and show you how this links to secret societies. Now, as well as all the occult references we've exposed before with the Jägermeister and its logo, actually it's pretty interesting looking at this International Order of St. Hubertus, and you can see how this has very, very close similarities with the Jägermeister logo. And this International Order of St. Hubertus is a worldwide organisation, a knightly order of hunters and wildlife conservationists that promotes traditional hunting ethics and practices. It was founded in 1695. So you see there already the link between that and hunting, and then the Jägermeister logo and the symbol for the Order of St. Hubertus. By the way, with these secret societies, we do pray that everyone that we talk about on here will come to know Christ, and we hope the best. We're not to get into anger over anything that we're seeing. You know, I truly hope that those who are in Freemasonry and other societies, that they would come to know the truth and the life and the love of Christ and our Father in heaven. And I pray for them all. So you can already see a blatant link there between Jägermeister and these secret societies, and the logo of Jägermeister being very, very similar, for good reason, because if you actually look on the Jägermeister Wikipedia, for example, the label on the Jägermeister bottles features a glowing Christian cross seen between the antlers of a stag. This image is a reference to the two Christian patron saints of hunters, Saint Hubertus and Saint Eustace. So on the Jägermeister Wikipedia, we have a direct reference to Saint Hubertus. So you can see that that's no coincidence that there are very close similarities between that order and this logo on the Jägermeister. Remember what we just watched in the commercial was essentially Hunt or Be Hunted, promoting this wild hunt with the hunter. Seeing the wild hunt was thought to presage some catastrophe, such as war or plague, or at best, the death of the one who witnessed it. People encountering the hunt might also be abducted to the underworld or the fairy kingdom. There's a reference to the other side of the veil and the underworld.
This is the dimension of imagination.
Goodbye, Jack.
Then he has not to say the things
I'll never forget you.
You sure about that?
Of course I am. You never forget your first love.
The record shows I took the blows and did it my
I promise you, I won't forget.
Yes, it was my way.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Drag Queen Story Hour.
This one is called Worm Loves Worm.
Talking, singing, and reading.
We can both be grooms.
To an audience of preschoolers, toddlers, and their caregivers.
The hips on the drag queen go swish, 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 swish. I'm a girl.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want to.
Look at them, they're everywhere.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son who got part of their dream.
The day my water broke, I was recording Jessica Rabbit.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
Know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was.
Look again.
I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. But now I have written unto you not to keep company if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner. With such an one, know not to eat. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? But them that are without, God judgeth. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything.
He's a tall, Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
So this Jägermeister, this German drink, with all these links to the hunter, in the Bible, you know, it tells us in the book of Revelation that that saints will be persecuted during this time. Father in heaven, I thank you that you are beyond anything that we can imagine, and that your power is above all things in this world, all plans and schemes of man, and the powers and principalities that seek to steal, kill and destroy. I pray that you would please open up people's hearts and minds to receive the truth in this time, and maybe through these fickle efforts that we do, that you might speak to the heart of even just one person.
Over the horizon, over the horizon.